All right, today I want to talk about 10 jobs or entrepreneurial ventures that I would start if I were starting over now. And these are jobs that are going to be in demand for at least the foreseeable future. They're not in dying industries, and they require some level of education or skill in order to differentiate yourself from the crowd. And for each of these, I'll be linking down in the description below to different trainings that you can take, different online courses and things that can help you get the skills you need to do these. And if you don't have any money to invest, definitely just do some Googling. Look around YouTube. You can learn a lot for free. Courses tend to be more efficient and will get you the skill set you need a little bit faster, but if you don't have the money to spend, just do whatever research you can just to start making some progress. And to be clear, each one of these is very specific, so you aren't going to find 5 of them that are a perfect fit for you. Hopefully you'll find one that might be interesting, but you don't need a whole bunch of ideas, you just need one. And even if you find that none of them are your cup of tea, that's okay, just keep looking until you find that thing that is a good fit for you. Now, like I said before, many of these are going to require some amount of education, but most of them, if not all of them, are not going to require a 4-year degree. And so what's good about that is the type of education that you might be taking is an online course or something that can give you a head start. So what this means is that even within 6 months, you might actually be able to make some really good money in this chosen career path that you might be going down. And just in case you're wondering how I know that these jobs are in demand, most of them honestly are because myself and my entrepreneur friends are asking around for these jobs all the time. And this first one on the list is a perfect example of that. It's a Facebook ads manager. And I can't even tell you how many times an entrepreneur friend of mine has asked me, or I've heard them asking someone else, hey, do you know a good Facebook ads guy? I really need someone to help me with Facebook ads. Do you know anybody? And so this is huge. If you can learn how to run successful ad campaigns for businesses, and this might sound scary or intimidating, but it really isn't. This isn't rocket science. And if you can learn how to do this for businesses, like, you're set. Because the truth of the matter is that most of the people that I've hired over the years as an entrepreneur have been people who were referred to me by someone else. And so if you can do a really good job for this person over here, it's going to be really easy to find business in their network and then the network beyond that. And I just don't anticipate you having much trouble finding business in a job like this. So as a business owner, let me put it to you this way. If I can hire someone who can earn me $1 for every 50 cents that I spend on an ad because they're managing my ad campaign well, how much money do you think I'd be willing to spend on that? And why would I ever let that person go? And so anytime you can help a business owner earn a little bit more money without taking up any more of their time, you are onto something really good. Now, there's a really good online training for this that I'll have linked up down in the description below that teaches you everything you need to know about running a successful campaign, really everything you need to know about Facebook ads in general, and then also how to find clients. And so if this is something that interests you, definitely check that out. And next on the list is videography. And just last week, I had a friend reach out to me, and she was getting a quote for a 1-minute long video that she needed to shoot. And she reached out to a videographer to ask how much it would cost. And the bid came back from $3,000 to $5,000 to shoot a 1-minute video. Now, there's a lot of work involved in video. I'm shooting it right now with these 2 cameras. I'm my own videographer here, and I know that it's a lot of work, and I know that there is education required to do it right. But when you can command prices like that, you are in an in-demand niche, and that is a good place to be. And you probably know this as well as I do. Video content is not going anywhere. It's just going to be increasing and more in demand in the years to come. And so if this is something that excites you or something that you already enjoy doing, this is definitely something to consider. All right, next on the list is affiliate marketing. And to be honest, this is one of the primary ways that my business makes money. And essentially the gist of it is that many companies, and really tons and tons of companies out there, almost every company, will pay you some sort of finder's fee to refer a new client to them. And so Amazon.com has probably the largest affiliate program, and the gist of it is they give you a special link. And so if somebody clicks on that special link to go buy whatever product you're recommending or pointing them to, then you will get a percentage of that sale. Now, we have all seen people on social media or blogs where they're talking about something, hyping it up that they actually don't believe in or that is actually a piece of junk. And those people just don't last. Trust with your audience is the most valuable asset you can have. And so if you lose that, you are really in trouble in this day and age as an affiliate marketer. And I've found the easiest way to do this is to just legitimately write and talk about things that you use yourself and that you actually enjoy and that you actually would recommend, rather than the ones that are paying the highest amount at any given day. And when you do this and people take your recommendations and they're like, wow, that thing was actually really good. He recommended something really good. And that happens over and over again. That trust cycle builds. And so people trust your recommendations even more. And then additionally beyond that, like, you just have to be honest, and you just have to talk about the good and the bad with whatever the particular product is. And again, shoppers today are smart. You know, we're all smart. We've all seen what the businesses do. Like, we don't buy into what businesses did, how they advertised 20, 30 years ago, you know, especially like 50 years ago, where they're just cramming things down your throat. Like, we're smart shoppers. We check reviews. Like, we look for good stuff. And so when we see somebody who can honestly point out the flaws while pointing out the good at the same time, it makes us a lot more comfortable buying whatever they're recommending. And so that's why I love writing reviews about products and talking about the good, but also talking about the bad, the things I don't love. And that combination of having both the good and the bad mixed together actually improves things. So even though most affiliates are like, I'm only gonna talk about the good, I'm not gonna talk about the bad, like, the real way to gain trust with your followers is to share the honest truth, which is the good and the bad. And so the key to long-term success here is to just be honest about what you're recommending and only recommend things that you actually use, or that you would use, or that you really love. And if you do that, you will build trust with your audience, and you can make a good living as an affiliate marketer. Now, there's tons of details of the practical steps of how to do this, where to get signed up, and, you know, and where to promote and all that stuff. And I'm not going to get into that in this video, but there is a course that I will point you to, and I'll have that linked up down in the description below, that I've been through myself. And this is exactly what I'm talking about here. I'm an affiliate for this course. I've been through it. I looked it over. I really like it. So if you're interested, you can check that out. And thank you in advance if you do decide to use our affiliate link to get there, because you're supporting our channel, and we appreciate that, of course. All right, next on the list is a web designer or graphic designer. And this again falls into that category of, if I had $1 for every time somebody asked me, hey, do you know a good web designer or a good graphic designer? And I hear this over and over again. I've gone through a whole bunch myself trying to find one that is just a good fit. And the top designers, the ones who are really good, actually make a lot of money. And what's exciting to me about this is, it used to be that, like, being an artist was a really difficult way to make money. But now using your artistic skill in this medium is a way to actually have a really great and lucrative career. Now, sure, you don't have 100% creative control over everything you're doing. It's not like you're creating your own artwork for your own collection or something like that. But when the demand is so high and you have the skills to do it, it's definitely something to consider. All right, next on the list would be what I call a Pinterest specialist. And I know probably a dozen other bloggers, influencers, YouTubers who have a Pinterest specialist on their payroll. And basically the job description, at least for me, is help me get traffic to my site from Pinterest. And this probably looks different for each one, but in my case, what I'm looking for is someone who can create images and who can pin them over to Pinterest and spend some time on there finding good quality content to pin to some of our boards, and really just following our overall strategy to help us get more traffic from Pinterest. And just about 2 months ago, I actually bought a course on Pinterest and how to maximize the amount of traffic you're getting. And I had my specialist go through it, and we are now implementing all the things we learned there. So I'll have that course linked up down below as well. So this video is getting a little bit longer than I'd like. So I'm gonna go ahead and break it up into a 2-part series here, and link to the part 2 version right over here. And you can go ahead and tap that like button while you're on your way, and I will see you in the next video.